Hi, Randy Wheeler here with Wheeler Coaching. I live in the Indianapolis, Indiana area, and every year in May there's this event where there's high-speed cars going around the track at over 200 miles an hour. Now, for a team of cars to go and perform at that level for 500 miles of laps requires high performance. Isn't that the kind of team you want as a leader? You want a team that can be at peak performance and perform at the highest level possible, because then they can get the best results possible. So in this video, I'm going to unpack a few ideas to help you challenge your thinking on, am I developing a high performing team? So one of the first things that we want to consider when developing a high performing team is having clear objectives. Imagine you're a sport coach and you say, hey guys, let's just go have fun. I mean, that's good. That's important. Maybe you say, guys, we're going to win. Okay, that's better, but we need a clear objective, a clear target that team is going for. Gentlemen, we're going to win the championship this year for our conference. Then we're going to win the playoffs. You get the point. It's a clear objective that will unify people together. And girls, we're going to win that first game. We're going to win that with a solid score and show them that we're here and we mean it. How's this translate into your environment? Well, I was facilitating a training after 2020. It was a couple years later, and during that conversation, this leadership roundtable, they were saying how in 2020, when things kind of were crazy, they all had this one goal they were going towards, and they knew what they were working for. But now, at this point in time, it was a couple years later, they were kind of fuzzy on what leadership wanted from them. They didn't have a clear objective. So our job as leaders to create that high performing team is make it very clear what they're working towards. The next part is we want to look at our individuals on the team, and we want to consider positioning them in their strengths. For example, if I lined up in 7th, 8th grade when I played football, I lined up and I got in the line for the receivers, and not even that long into it, I don't even remember if I ran a route, the coach said, Wheeler, go over to the line. Now, you can see me. I'm not necessarily the lineman physique. That's the big guys on the front. But that's where I played. That's where I played my entire career that ended after high school. Because my coach saw my strengths and saw where my strengths could be best used on the team. Not sure exactly what those were. Maybe it was strength and quickness at the time. I don't know, but it definitely wasn't soft hands to catch a football, obviously. The same thing on your team. Maybe you use an assessment. I'll use Working Genius to help people understand their work performance strengths, what gives them joy and energy, and frustrations, what frustrates them and drains them of energy. That gives you an idea. There's other assessments. StrengthsFinder. I'll use a disc-based assessment to help them understand their personality strengths. But you don't even have to do all that. Glad to help you with it if you want. But what you can simply do is observe, like that coach did with me. Observe, where are they good? Are they good with details? Are they better behind the scenes? Are they good with technology? They're good with big ideas? Are they good with influencing other people? And as you see those strengths, position them where they'll excel. They'll have more success and more engagement, and the team will perform at a higher level because they're performing at a higher level. Now, the final thing to consider is within every organization, there's always a challenge with the idea of communicating. So communicate consistently. And as you consistently communicate, strategically use your meetings. So I'm not saying let's have a bunch of meetings, but use them strategically. Have a purpose, have an agenda, have a plan, and use them to continue to remind people of that objective you're going towards, or to reposition people towards moving towards the goal. It's kind of like, forgive all the sports analogies, but it just works for me. When a team huddles up, comes to the coach is doing these things. He's clarifying why they're out there, maybe resetting the objective, and then positioning them in their strengths so that they can have success. But they got to have that huddle of communication. So when you have meetings, have a purpose. Don't just meet to meet. Because we've all been in the meeting where we want to pull our hair out and we're like, what was the point? Or there's no key actionable items to take away. So have clear objectives. Position people in their strengths and consistently communicate while using meetings strategically. Which of these three do you need to work on? My challenge to you is set an action step and work on it over the next week. And if this was helpful for you, please share it with others. And if I can help you in any way, reach out to me. Love to help you. And if you find this helpful and want to get it directly to your email inbox, go to leadwell.biz. Sign up for a free leadership ebook, and you'll get this directly to your email inbox. Have a fantastic day. Build that high-performing team and lead well.